Can you, for once, stop talking about your product and how good it is? Businesses use the term solution when what they really mean is a packaging of a product or service, not a solution at all. Today I'm going to show you how to build solutions that customers can't resist. And of course, we're going to start by talking about the customer. Think about this. A vendor creates a product or service and they love it. They take it to market and they get a bit of traction with that product or service. So they love it even more and they evolve it. It seems kind of logical, but flip that on its head and get in the mind of the customer or the shoes of the customer for a moment. Think about what they do. Some kind of issue emerges in their business. Then they start to think about what they need to fix that problem. So they look at solutions and they use those solutions to inform their more clearly defined need. Then they go out and they look at solutions again. See the gap? We build our products and services and we hope like crazy they meet some need in the market. Is that really the best that we can do? We need to actually start with the buyer, not end with the buyer. What is it that the buyer needs? And start with that rather than the product or service that we want to sell. And we need to play a stronger role in helping the customers work out what it is that they need at all. Leaving that to the customers is leaving it to chance. You need to know what your buyers need before you can build a solution. And before the need, there's actually a problem. In a moment or two, I'll do two things. I'll share with you the conclusion, that is, what is it that we need to do as a result of this insight. And secondly, I'll show you how to get more of these insights. Let me get the conclusion first though. 4 steps. Firstly, we need to understand really clearly what problem we're trying to solve. What problem do they have that you want to be the best in the world at solving? That's step 1. Step 2, work out what it is that any logical business buyer in your target market would need to solve that problem. But also look for some bias there. We're not charities, we're actually trying to advantage our cause. So what concept of that need, what interpretation of that need, what understanding of that need, what little insight about that need actually advantages your cause? So yes, they've got that problem. They could conclude they need this, or they could conclude they need this. One of those is yours. How can we create some bias in that process? That's around the need. Step 3, identify the solution. A little bit of detail on the solution as well. We're looking here for gaps. Do we already fully meet that need? If we don't, then there's a couple of things that we can do. Firstly, we can look for new solution elements, new characteristics, new things that we can do to more fully meet that need. Secondly, we may need to partner. It might be that it's not feasible for you to solve all of the problem and meet all of the need. Perhaps you need to partner to more fully meet the need. So number 1 was the problem, number 2 was the need, number 3 is your solution, including gaps that either you can fill or, and maybe there's an opportunity there, or that you can partner around. Final 4 is collateral. If that journey through problem to need to solution is complex for you and I, imagine how complex it is for one of your salespeople in the field in the heat of battle. So step 4 is collateral. Build some kind of tools that you can give your salespeople to help them help your customers through that journey from gap to need, way before solution. We spend so much time on building great solution collateral and not enough time on building the collateral for the money shot. That is, from the gap to the need. And that's how we need to build our solutions. If you enjoyed this blog, then make sure you subscribed to receive others. Go to mathmarketing.com/blog and you'll find 2 options. You can get a twice weekly blog with the latest and greatest, or you can subscribe to Funnel Vision Monthly, which is an editor's grab, kind of the best of the blogs that we assemble for you. Or you can do both. Get the fresh updates and then get the editor's grab once a month. A lot of people choose to do that. Whichever your preference, go to mathmarketing.com/blog now and subscribe to make sure that you keep up to date with these updates. I promised you earlier that I'd show you how we do that in Funnel Plan, so let's take a look at that now. So firstly, here's where you need to be in Funnel Plan. Take a look at the Funnel Plan itself, and you can see that we're up towards the top of the Funnel Plan where we describe the strategy. Now, this part of the strategy is the solution. Inside the Funnel Plan software itself, you want to navigate to the buyer-centric strategy and look for a solution. Now, I'm going to use a real example here. I want to take you first backwards in Funnel Plan to the problem. Remember, in my earlier part of the blog I explained that we've got to start with the buyer's problem. So let's take a real problem. We'll go into the buyer-centric strategy section. Just before that is the problem, and we'll find the problem that we've chosen. The example I'm going to use is my sales and marketing engine is underperforming. I'm using that because that's the problem that we presume to solve. Now, if that's the problem, what would a logical buyer in our target market really need? Well, they're going to need quite a few elements. They're going to need some kind of benchmark or audit to uncover what the gaps are. They're going to need some consulting advice around how to fix those gaps. They're probably going to need some training to upskill their people to fix those gaps themselves. They're probably going to need some process redesign and maybe even tools to let them do the process redesign themselves. And they're probably going to want some embedding help. You know, how do I'm trying to drive a change here in my business. How do I effect the change and drive it through my business? And I'm probably going to want some measurement tools. How do I work out where the change is having its effect and where it's not? So if a buyer would need all of those things, what should we, Math Marketing, be selling? Well, it's going to be pretty much that set of services. It's going to be auditing and problem-finding services. It's going to be training, B2B marketing training to teach people in best practice funnel management. It's going to be process design, where we would help a customer design their best practice process. But it's also going to be, it's going to need to be inclusive of tools, because some of the market is going to be preferring a DIY option. So consulting or a DIY option. And it's going to require access to ongoing benchmarks and best practice to know what's working, and probably somewhere in the middle of those is some ongoing coaching. So you can see that the solution design in that example was very matched to the need. But guess what? If we were not already providing those services, that's what we need to change about our solution design, either by building in new elements or teaming if we don't have those capabilities. I'll show you how we build an ideal sales channel to take that solution to market on another day. But for today, may your funnel be full and always flowing.